Breaking news, guys. It is April 21st. It's Monday, April 21st, 2025. Breaking news. A massive wave of stimulus checks could be heading straight toward millions of Americans. And it's all tied to one very explosive, very controversial government clawback operation in history, guys. We're talking about President Trump's big, beautiful bill. And it may not just bring tax cuts, but it could actually bring real money in your hands, in my hands, sooner than anyone thought, actually. And so what we're talking about here, guys, is billions of potential refund checks. I'm talking about checks that could be funded directly from wasted government spending, clawed back by Doge, the Department of Government Efficiency, and the number just hit $160 billion. I know, guys, we've seen the number stuck for a while, but it just moved up again. And so here's the kicker, guys. You might already qualify, to be honest with you, without even knowing it. Workers, retirees, even Social Security recipients. If you've ever felt left behind, guys, this could be your moment. Now, I don't know if you're on Social Security, SSI, SSDI. Maybe you're a business owner, small business owner. Maybe you're still working. Maybe you're still working a 9-to-5 job. But don't get too excited just yet, guys, because the final decision is being made right now behind closed doors, and not everything is as clear-cut as it seems. Now, if you trust President Trump's desire to reduce government waste alongside with Elon Musk, type a quick 47 in the comments down below, guys. I want to see where you stand. Do you still support Trump? Because mainstream media is trying to convince America that some folks who voted for Trump are not really having the same level of confidence in him as they did when they voted for him. So if you still support Trump and Elon Musk's Doge efforts, type a 47 in the comments. And if you do not support Trump anymore, type a 47 in the comments. Look in the comments after you've made your after you've left your submission and see what numbers others are putting in. Anyway, guys, thanks for hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. But today I want to break down what exactly is in this big, beautiful bill, who qualifies, and how much money you could get, and also why this proposal is really facing some major resistance inside of Congress. Guys, we got inside updates from Trump's economic team. We have new statements from James Fishback, and we even have a shocking revelation about Doge that nobody's even talking about, but we're going to talk about it today, guys. So stick around, because later in today's video, I definitely want to go into, I want to expose this whistleblower scandal that's taking place inside of the Department of Government Efficiency that could ultimately throw this entire deal into all sorts of chaos. I know there's constantly drama left and right, but anyway, we're going to cover it all. And yet, President Trump and Elon Musk are still pushing forward. These guys are unstoppable, it seems. So anyway, don't click away, guys. By the end of today's video, you're going to know if a check could be coming, when to expect it, and what you need to do to prepare for it. All right, guys. So let's go ahead and dive into this real story behind these billion-dollar Doge dividend refund checks, stimulus checks, and why this might just be the stimulus shock that changes everything. Now, let's talk numbers for a hot second, okay? $993.79. Why is that number familiar? Why is that number significant? Well, I'll tell you why. That's the estimated stimulus refund check per taxpayer if the Doge dividend plan makes it into this bill. So a lot of people are asking, where's this money coming from? Well, it's coming from you. It's coming from me, or rather, the $160 billion in federal waste that's been clawed back because of you, because of the taxpayers, because of Elon Musk's Department of Government Efficiency, aka Doge. And so now President Trump, he's saying, hey, look, hey, give the people back their 20%, at least give the people 20% back. If you support, because some people don't support this thing. Some people say, hey, don't send the 20% back to the people. Pay down the federal debt. We've got $36 trillion in debt. We don't have the money to send it back to the people. But I want to ask you guys real quick during this live, If you think we should, if you think Doge and President Trump should send the 20% back to the people, just put a 20% in the comments. But if you think that the 20% should be put toward the federal deficit, toward the federal debt, and knock that sucker down, just type in debt. But that's right, guys. It's not handouts. It's not printed money. This is your refund. This is your government's mistakes, our government's mistakes, right? Some fraud, some abuse, a lot of waste. And they've already recovered enough money to put nearly $1,000 back in your pocket. Now multiply that by 50 million households, right? Guys, we're talking some real money here, some real impact. The person behind this? None other than James Fishback. He's a tech investor, government watchdog, and the architect of this refund proposal. And he met with Congress, and he's personally advocated for Trump. And I must have mistaken him for someone else the other day. I actually thought I saw a post from him. It was actually from someone else, but he actually is a very confident man. I'll say this. He's very confident about this. But what he did say is that if you're working right now, the good news is that you qualify. Huh? You don't say. Just got a job in 2025? Check. You qualify. You're on Social Security? Anybody on Social Security here? If you're on Social Security, just type in, just put a SS in the comments. If you're on Social Security, good news. You qualify too. And get this, guys. This guy even said if you just join the workforce, they may be calling it a Doge signing bonus. Can you believe that? Isn't that awesome? Yeah, so where most jobs are not offering a signing bonus, you could get a signing bonus from Doge. I've only gotten one signing bonus in my life working for a company, and it was one of the coolest things ever. I actually got a $10,000 signing bonus. Really remarkable. Anyway. But if this sounds like a plan that should pass, I want you to drop a quick yes in the comments right now, guys. We need to get the support out here, and we may actually need to start capturing signatures to show Congress and President Trump how important this is to the people. Do y'all think that's a good idea for us to do that? Like maybe start capturing signatures. Maybe we can get like 5 or 10,000 signatures. We can show Trump, hey, look, you gotta make this happen. No, hell or high water, you got to make this check come through. What do you guys think? But guys, don't get too comfortable because we are not there yet. It's not locked in. The bill's still being written. And so what happens in the next 7 to 10 days could ultimately determine whether you get a check or not. Maybe you get left out again. Hopefully not. But this refund check, right along with tax relief for millions of people, is being packed into what Trump is calling this big, beautiful reconciliation bill. So what exactly does that mean, right? Well, it means they already passed the framework, which is great. So that part is done. And as we speak, guys, they're filing the details. And as my grandmother says, my mom says, the devil's always in the details, right? These are the line items like the Doge checks, the tax cuts to working families, Social Security relief. But here's where the drama actually kicks in. Is, you know, we always have this all sorts of political drama. You just can't get around it. I think these politicians, they just like drama. I don't know what it is. Politicians just seem to like drama. But yeah, so basically they're using a special process called reconciliation, which basically it just means if Republicans stay united, then they don't need a single Democrat to help them pass this thing. They won't need the 60 vote threshold. They won't need any kind of filibuster games. Just a simple majority. And so right now, the GOP holds it. So you might be thinking, well, Ron, what's the holdup if that's the case, right? Well, guys, it all comes down to what gets included. So the Doge dividend, the Doge refund checks are on the table, but not guaranteed. Now, according to Trump's economic chief, Kevin Hassett, we should actually be seeing the full version of this bill before May. And they want it passed by Memorial Day, May 26th. So mark your calendars, guys. That gives us less than 5 weeks. to watch it all unfold. But don't let this calm exterior fool you guys. Right inside of Washington, the pressure is mounting. In fact, President Trump's team, they want this to be his legacy stimulus, a payback to the American worker, a final proof that he can cut waste, cut taxes, and on top of that, put real money back in people's hands, not just the billionaires, like mainstream media basically keeps telling us that that's what he's going to do. But trust me, guys, this is just getting started. In fact, you think the Doge check is bold? Wait till you see what Trump wants to do with the tax code. So I'm going to show you guys how this bill could wipe out federal taxes on overtime, tips, even Social Security checks, and what's actually got career politicians and corporate media in full-blown panic mode. Guys, do not go anywhere. You got to hear this. So, all right. So we've talked about the Doge Dividend refund checks and the bill that could deliver them. But what's also buried inside this bill is a tax revolution for the working class. President Donald Trump isn't just talking about refund checks. He's aiming to permanently eliminate taxes altogether. Wouldn't that be crazy? Tips, overtime pay, Social Security benefits. Let it sink in, guys. Let that sink in. So if you're a waiter busting your tail, a nurse pulling double shifts, a retiree who's being paid, a retiree who's basically been paying into the system for years, and you're now collecting Social Security, this plan says, hey, look, you've earned it and you should not be taxed for it. Do you support a system like that? Now, let the media tell it. They're already freaking out. Corporate outlets, they're calling it reckless. But ask yourself this, guys. Why is it okay to take 15%, 25%, even 30% from a senior Social Security check? They're already on a fixed income. You're going to steal another 15, 25, 30% from their check? Is that fair? I mean, after they already pay taxes on that money for decades to begin with? Or why should a single mom who's working her tail off, working overtime, why should she get punished for trying to get ahead as a single mom? So guys, if this bill passes, this could put an end to all that nonsense. So let's zero in now to Social Security, because what's happening right here, right now, could change lives. President Trump has officially proposed eliminating federal income tax on all Social Security benefits once and for all. Now, I think that's great. Like, how do you not get happy about that, right? And so here's what the numbers are showing, right? And here's the other thing. Let's be real. Millions of seniors right now, they're getting taxed on their Social Security just for having a modest savings or even a part-time job. It's like, look, the Social Security checks are small enough. Some people have to get a part-time job to make ends meet, and then they want to tax the part-time job check. Isn't that screwed up? Anyway, so the numbers are showing that the Senior Citizens League estimates that this tax could actually save the average senior household $3,000 a year. $3,000 a year that's a lot of money. Other groups are saying that it could be $550 or more, depending upon your income. But even that lower number, that's a grocery bill. That's prescriptions. That's heating. That's rent. And yes, high earners are benefiting too. But for once, the relief isn't going to just the elite. The relief is actually going straight to the people on fixed incomes. So this is great. In fact, this is the part of a bill backed by HR 1040, also known as HR 1040, the Senior Citizens Tax Elimination Act, introduced by Representative Thomas Massie. This is a real bill, guys. Real numbers, and it's gaining some serious momentum. I mean, but here's what you need to understand. You need to understand that if this doesn't pass before the end of 2025, the current tax rules end up kicking back in. So guys, that would mean that up to 85% of some people's benefits could go right on back to Uncle Sam. And if you think that's wrong, drop a 47 in the comments right now. Let me know what you think about that, because I think it's wrong. I do think that's wrong. Let them know that we see what they're doing. Let them know that we support real tax relief, guys. But hang on a second, because I'm going to talk to you guys. I'm actually going to show you exactly how much money you may have already saved under President Trump's 2017 tax cuts, and why legacy media is scrambling to cover it up with their lies and their fear mongering. Now stick around, because guys, what I'm about to show you isn't opinion. This is straight from the IRS, and it proves that you, yes, you, probably saved more money under President Trump's administration than you realize. So, and we're talking thousands of dollars in real money. And if Congress doesn't act fast, unfortunately, it could all disappear. All right, so here's the part they really don't want you to hear about: the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. TCJA. This is Trump's signature tax reform way back from 2017. It wasn't just some billionaire giveaway like they keep lying to us saying. According to the official IRS data, the biggest winners were not the hedge fund CEOs. They were working and middle-class Americans earning under $75,000 a year. So let me hit you with the facts. If you earn between $50,000 and $75,000, you paid 16.5% less tax by 2022 compared to 2017. If you made between $40,000 and $50,000 a year, you paid 18.8% less tax. Even those earning between $75,000 and $100,000 a year saw their taxes drop significantly. Some people actually saving over $5,900 in just 5 years. So how did Trump stick it to the middle class? He didn't. At least not according to the IRS. So I don't know what mainstream media is talking about here. Meanwhile, you got the ultra rich. Ultra rich, we're talking about, those who are earning anywhere from $5 million a year all the way on up to $10 million a year or more in just earned income. They saved just 2.3%, which is a fraction compared to what you saved. You see what I'm saying? So all the headlines that we've been seeing calling it a reverse Robin Hood, complete garbage. The numbers don't lie. Why would the IRS lie for Trump? They wouldn't do that. Tens of millions of Americans saw real, measurable savings. Families were able to pay off debt. They were able to buy homes, new cars, build emergency funds, invest in their investment accounts, all because they were finally allowed to keep more of what they earned in terms of their income. But here's the gut punch, guys. If Congress doesn't act to extend these cuts before the end of 2025, they're gone. Done. Your taxes could go right back up. And the media won't even warn you until it's too late. They'll tell you after the fact. That's why this big, beautiful bill is not just about stimulus checks, guys. It's bigger than that. It's bigger than stimulus checks. It's about saving what's already working. We can't afford to have our taxes go up any higher, can we? And if you've already benefited from these tax cuts, I want you to say it loud in the comments down below, guys. Just drop a quick yes in the comments. If you've saved money under Trump's tax plan, let your voice be heard. I want to hear from you guys. But stick with me, because we're about to talk about something big. We're going to talk about when this bill could actually pass, who is making the final decisions, and more importantly, how Trump's Big Six is about to shape your financial future as we know it, whether you like it or not. So don't go anywhere, guys. This is the inside of the key players that are working behind the scenes on this bill, anywhere from Kevin Hassett to Mike Johnson, from the Senate to the Treasury. Guys, it's all in motion. And you need to know who's pulling the strings, because those folks' decisions could determine whether you get a refund check or a tax hike. All right, so let's break this down, shall we? All right. So now you're probably asking the big question. When is this actually happening, right? Like when will we know if the checks are coming? Because according to Trump's top economic advisor, Kevin Hassett, the full version of the bill with all the final line items is expected to be ready before May. Yes, you heard that right, guys, before May. So within days, we could find out if you're getting a stimulus check or you're going to get left out again. Days. And that's not all, guys, because the goal is to pass the full bill by Memorial Day, which is May 26th. That gives lawmakers less than 5 weeks to finalize the biggest tax and stimulus overhaul in years. So let me be clear, guys. This is not some slow-moving political theater. This is a high stakes race with everything on the line. We're talking stimulus checks, tax relief, Social Security changes, and potentially major spending cuts elsewhere. The whole shebang. So here's the twist that most people don't know. Congress is not going through the normal gridlock process. They're actually using something that they call budget reconciliation. But what does this mean for you? Well, it means if Republicans can stay unified, then they could pass this bill with a simple majority. They won't need Democratic votes. They won't have to have a 60-vote filibuster. No delays from Chuck Schumer or Senate games, but the unity behind this thing is key. So if just a handful of GOP lawmakers breaks ranks, it all falls apart. The checks vanish, done, gone. The tax cuts, they would evaporate too. The Social Security fix dies in committee. That would suck. But let's talk about the people actually deciding your future right now. Because, guys, this is not about Trump. It's about his economic strike team, which is nicknamed the Big Six. These are the key players shaping the bill. They're writing the rules, negotiating the numbers, fighting over the final language. We're talking Kevin Hassett, Trump's economic chief, leading the charge. Speaker Mike Johnson coordinating the GOP House votes. Senate Majority Leader John Thune strategizing the Senate path. Treasury Secretary Scott Bennett, he's working with the money side. You got Senate Finance Chair Mike Crapo handling tax negotiations. House Ways and Means Chair Jason Smith finalizing the economic framework. That's the Big Six, guys. These 6 men hold the keys to the vault, literally. They're deciding if you get a check, if you get to keep your tax cuts, if Social Security gets fixed or forgotten. And what's clear is this. Trump's team is all in. But the question remains, will they stay aligned? Will they include the Doge checks in the final language? Or will corporate lobbyists and DC insiders water this thing down again? That's the big question. So if you support this Big Six team getting the job done, drop a 47 in the comments, guys, right now. Send the message loud and clear. So what we need to talk about next is this viral post that started the Doge refund frenzy. We need to talk about the fake, man, these people are awful. We need to talk about the fake news media immediately trying to debunk this thing. And of course, the truth, the James Fishback dropped recently on Chris Cuomo's show that ultimately silenced the critics, guys. I have so much that I want to share with you guys, but I don't want this video to be too long. But I will say that this story gets even wilder. So just when momentum for the Doge dividend was hitting its peak, a shocking new twist has surfaced, and it could put the entire stimulus plan in jeopardy. A whistleblower from inside the Department of Government Efficiency has come forward with explosive allegations, folks. Let me break it down for you, okay? According to internal reports, Doge systems accessed sensitive data from the National Labor Relations Board back in March. Shortly after that, monitoring systems were mysteriously disabled. Then, suspicious IP addresses from Russia were detected attempting to log into those same government systems. That's not just a glitch, guys. That's a possible breach of national cybersecurity protocols. And it's already sparking panic inside the agency. So, to make things worse, Doge, the very department tasked with saving taxpayer money, could become the target of media smears, congressional probes, or even shutdown calls. And if that happens, the stimulus checks may never make its way into the bill. The clawback funds could be frozen or redirected, and the public trust in the entire Doge mission could then be shattered. Now, some people are even saying that this leak might be a deliberate hit, a last-ditch effort by entrenched interests in Washington to destroy a movement that's finally putting the people first. And here's where it gets really dark, guys. No major news outlets doing any investigative coverage on this thing. No primetime anchors are asking questions. They're just pretending like it was just some minor glitch. I think there's something wrong with that picture. What do you think? Because I think we know better. If you think this deserves a full investigation, if you think the American people deserve to know the truth, drop a quick yes in the comments right now, guys. And don't worry if the Doge refund checks are pulled from the bill because of the scandal. I'm going to be right here to break that story the moment it happens. I hope it doesn't happen. But until then, there is one more thing you need to hear before this video ends. We need to get practical. Let's just say, hypothetically, let's just say you wake up and you get a $993 check in your bank account, right? Question is, will you spend that money and forget it? Will you just blow it all right away? Or will you plant it like a seed and turn $993 into recurring income for years to come? Now, some folks are a little upset that they didn't use their last stimulus checks as wisely as they could have. Are you one of them? Do you wish you had a second chance to use your stimulus check money differently? Well, guys, here are 3 powerful passive income ideas that could help you do exactly that with less than $1,000 to start. So, one of the smartest moves, you could buy shares in companies that pay you just to hold them. Now, we've talked about these before. With $993, which is what the current Doge stimulus check looks like it could be if they were to cut the checks tomorrow, you could grab some dividend stocks in companies like Coca-Cola, AT&T, or Realty Income and get quarterly cash payments straight into your bank account. These companies have paid out consistent dividends for decades, rain or shine, recession or boom. And so if you reinvest those dividends into like a DRIP or also known as a dividend reinvestment plan, well, that $993 can snowball into thousands more dollars over time without you lifting a finger. This is probably one of the purest forms of passive income that I know of. Your money works and you don't have to. I like when my money works harder than me. How about you guys? Now, if you think that $993, think about this. If you took that $993 and you used it to launch something else that could sell forever, have you ever thought about that? Like with platforms like Gumroad, Teachable, Etsy. Have you guys heard of Teachable or Etsy? Maybe Gumroad. You can create a simple ebook, a mini course, a checklist, or a template, something that you already know how to do. Spend a few days building it. Then every sale after that is profit on autopilot. So let's just say you sell a $17 guide and sell just 10 copies a week. That's an extra $170 a week from something that only cost part of your Doge dividend refund check to create. You're no longer trading time for money in that case. You're building an income stream that pays you 24/7 while you're sleeping. Does that sound okay with you? I got one more possibility for you. What if you could recommend a product once and get paid every time somebody buys it? Well, with just a portion of that $993, you could build a simple landing page or a mini blog, or even create TikToks, YouTube shorts, or IG reels that review or promote products that you already love. All you got to do is insert a trackable affiliate link when someone clicks and buys. So the way this works is with your trackable affiliate link, if someone clicks that and ends up buying, you earn a commission automatically. Doesn't matter if you're sitting there watching it, sleeping, laying out in the pool, you get paid still. You promote tools, courses, books, even everyday products from Amazon, and you can build passive income cash flow without holding inventory or dealing with customers. That might even be better than Amazon FBA. So anyway, your $993 becomes the startup fund for a micro business that keeps paying you. Now, guys, this isn't just about a refund check. This is about a moment, maybe your only moment, to take advantage, to take money that the government gives you and flip it into freedom. You don't need $10,000. You don't need a degree. You just need that $993, a little strategy, and the courage to start. Now, if you want me to break down any of these ideas into a full video, just say the word in the comments, guys, and maybe I'll make a full video and explain how to do it. If you're interested, definitely let me know. If you're serious about building passive income that doesn't rely on a job or a paycheck, hit the subscribe button, turn on that bell notification, and drop your favorite idea down below. Because here, guys, we're not just waiting on the government. We're building our own way out, one move at a time. I'll see you guys on the next video.